Too many people are dying. That is a fact. People are dying. Good Christian people are dying because of what? Cancer? Smoking? What is it? People are dying because of ignorance. If you know of the prophet Hosea, the most likely verse that you'll know in Hosea is Hosea 4:6, which I'll read to you. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge is ignorance. A lack of knowledge is destroying God's people. Now, I've got quite a few contacts and friends and partners in Africa. And from the pastors that I know who regularly go and do funerals, they tell me, I ask them, what was wrong with that? What age was the person who died? And they often tell me it's a person aged below 50. Now, I'm 77. I intend to live another good 20 years because I'm in good health. But people who are burying relatives and friends below 50 ought to be asking, why is this happening? When I go on further and investigate and say, what was the problem? What was wrong with the person? Normally, the answer is diabetes. Diabetes. Now, I like to see photographs of people I work with, and my partners send me photographs, and group photographs, and I look at the women. You might say, well, why do you look at the women, David? I look at the women for one reason, to see how fat they are, to see if they are obese. Now, in my drawer here, I have a very important piece of equipment. It's called a tape measure. Got it the wrong way around. There you go. A woman whose waist is more than 36 inches is officially known as obese, abdominally obese. Now, these are not expensive. Measure your waist if you're a woman watching me, or if your husband has watched me and tells you in your own language, if your waist is over 36 inches, you're obese. Now, obesity, what's it caused by? Well, it's caused by eating too much. No, it's not. It's caused by eating the wrong foods. You need to understand that certain foods stimulate a reflex in the body. And this is called a glycemic index measurement. And glycemic indexes are important to know about, because if they are over a certain level, like 50, if the top one is 100 and the bottom one is about 10, glycemic indexes are important because that stimulates the production of insulin. Now, doctors, when they are trying to diagnose diabetes, the first thing that they should look at, and they don't because they don't want to offend people. Now, I've got a ministry of offending people because I'll tell people straight. I don't usually teach on health, but the Holy Spirit stirred me up today, said people are ignorant and people are dying. Speak. So I said, okay, you're the boss. So if the doctor looks at a woman and sees that she is fat, bigger waistline than 36 inches, that's obesity, he should then check for the blood sugar, fasting blood sugar. And many women are pre-diabetic. But the blood sugar is not the only thing. The insulin level, if you become insulin resistant, in other words, the insulin doesn't work. Your pancreas produces insulin, but you've just ignored it for so long, you become insulin resistant. You keep on eating when you know you've had enough. Now, in poor countries, people eat the wrong sort of food. On their shopping list is sugar for a start, and sugar is a killer. And on their shopping list is maize, whole grain, things like that. And they contain lectin, Lectin. And lectin in the blood produces autoimmune diseases. So people, these women, usually women, fat mamas basically, they are dying below 50 because of their diet. They're eating the wrong kind of food. They're not eating enough fresh vegetables and fish and lean meat. Maybe they can't afford too much meat and fish, but they can afford a little bit of it. But vegetables ought to be the mainstay of the diet, not sugar and convenience foods bought in packets. That's not food, that's chemicals. Now, if you find that your wife, or if you are a woman listening to me, if you find that you are getting fatter and fatter, you don't know why, you need to go for an ultrascan. Not just a blood test, a prick in the end of the finger, but an ultrascan, an ultrasound scan. And that will detect by ultrasound, which is a sound higher than our normal listening frequency, my dog would hear it, it will detect what's called a fatty liver. And fatty liver is connected with diabetes. If you've got just a small amount of fat on the liver, it can absolutely cause havoc in your health and especially make you susceptible to diabetes. So have an ultrasound scan. The fat in the other parts of your body, the gut fat and so on, is not quite so important. It's ugly, but it's not quite as important. But fat on the liver predisposes you to diabetes. There's a definite scientific link. So what am I saying in this video? I've said that big mamas, those are the ones who die before 50, overweight women in Europe, not just in Africa, in Europe and all North America, these big mamas, they've born children and they've never reduced their weight after having the kids. And so that's a big problem. Now, I may talk about this again tomorrow, just a different aspect of it. I don't know, see how the Holy Spirit leads me. But I hope that straight talking has helped you to really take a stock of yourself. Health is important. The only thing that holds you on this planet is your earthly body. Once that's had enough, you leave and you go to heaven. If you're a Christian, you go to heaven. But it's only your body keeping you here. So get slim, lose the weight, buy a balance and weigh yourself and be determined to lose weight.